Yeah, you have indeed increased the precept. So we're all paying a lot more for less officers, yet we've got at least 500,000 extra people in London. Crime is building up. Let me have a look. Robbery has gone up 43%, 25% increase in knife crime, 61% increase in sexual offences since you've been there. Yet you keep telling us you're putting more money into it. We're going down to less officers than ever. And yet when there was a Conservative government, you insisted that you needed 38,000 police officers and that you were aiming for that because you knew that's what we needed. Yes, we do. Now, apparently, you've got the golden opportunity, to quote yourself there, for Londoners with the Labour government being in charge. Well, it's not a golden opportunity. It's been a complete and utter disaster, hasn't it, Mr. Mayor, with your completely and utterly disastrous Labour government. All I know now is we've got fewer officers on the street. You've just been talking to one of my colleagues that there's 350 people a day helping with the crisis in Brent for the Jewish community. They're coming from existing officers. That's no good. We haven't got enough officers. We need more officers. And it's no good just throwing a little bit of money at that now. We need their core budgets increased so that police have got confidence to go out and employ more officers, because that, I'm telling you, is what we need.
So, Chair, there are three areas raised by the member. One is investment from City Hall officers, two is crime stats since 2016, and three is crime stats since the new Labour government was elected. Let me deal with each in turn. So, from City Hall, we've more than doubled the investment in the police from the previous mayor. It was less than £600 million from the previous mayor. It's more than £1.2 billion now. So, more than doubling of investment from City Hall, and that's paying for 1,300 officers that otherwise wouldn't be funded, PCSOs and the extra. And we've also increased neighbourhood police teams, really important to fighting crime, and increased the number of police staff as well. The second area raised by the member was crime since 2016. Well, crime since 2016, violence with injury is down by 13%. That's a reduction of 10,020 offences. Burglary is down by 31%. That's a reduction of 21,309 offences. Homicide is down by 15%. Gun crime is down by 57%, 147 fewer offences. Theft from a vehicle is down by 12%, a reduction of 5,877 offences. The member then goes on to talk about the golden opportunity of a Labour government. So let's look at the crime figures. Since we had a Labour government over the last 12 months, overall crime continues to fall year on year across London. Neighbourhood crime shows strong reduction. Personal theft down by 13%. Theft from person down by 22%.
We're talking about the last 10 years, Mr. Mayor.
Chair. Bicycle theft down by 8%, residential burglary of a home down by 6%.
You're cherry picking.
Down by
no, stop this,
3%.
because you only ever cherry pick. Don't give that look to me. You cherry pick. We're looking at the last 10 years. We have 400 fewer officers than when you took over in the last 10 years. Overall crime is up nearly a quarter since you took over 10 years ago. Record amounts of money, you say, is going into it. Well, clearly that's not value for money, then, is it? It's not value for money at all. Labour's idea so often is, let's throw money at it and it'll be all right. Well, no, it's not. It's very, very poor return for the money of Londoners' money, and you are failing to keep them safe. So would you like to apologise to Londoners for not keeping them safe, Mr. Mayor, with your 10-year legacy?
Well, Chair, let's deal with this 10-year legacy. In terms of police officer numbers, at the end of the financial year, for which the last mayor was responsible, we had 31,049 police officers, 31,049. At the end of 25, we had 33,013. At the end of the next year, 27, we will still have 31,181 officers more than the previous mayor. Let's look at police staff. At the end of the last year, for which the previous mayor was responsible,
38,000 is what you wanted.
Chair, you can't ask a question and then heckle when somebody's answering. At the end of the last financial year, for which the previous mayor...
But they're not accurate figures, Mr. Mayor. I think we should stop here because you cherry pick.
She wants to stop because the answers are what she likes.
I'll publish these figures and it'll just show how dreadful you are. Thank you, Chairman.
Maybe she stand for mayor.
Oh, do you know what? I knew you'd say that. And you know what it is? He's really upset that nobody's asked him to give up being mayor here so he can go and be the new Prime Minister. You're just going to have to get over it, Mr. Mayor.
Andy, not Sadiq.
Yes. Let's try and pull this ship back on course, shall we? Assembly Member Turrell, please.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Under your mayorage over the last 10 years, key transport projects have descended into shambles. The Elizabeth line, which you inherited on time and on budget, ended up being over 3 years late and £4 billion over budget. New rolling stock on the DLR, late, 35 million over budget. New Piccadilly line trains, late, 409 million over budget. Just from these projects alone, that's more waste, more money lost to mismanagement than the entire cost of the West London Orbital and the Bakerloo line extension. So, Mr. Mayor, under your decade leadership, why have so many projects descended into calamity, and what are you going to do to get a grip?
Let's deal with each of the projects he's mentioned in turn, because it's really important we do justice to the great work done in London. So compare the Elizabeth line, for which I've been responsible over the last 3-4 years, to High Speed 2. The previous government responsible for 14 years. The Elizabeth line is open, 800,000 journeys a day since we took it over from Cross-Shoal Limited, on budget and on time. The most successful rail line in the country. Taking passengers and commuters off other lines as well. The Northern Line extension, I was responsible for since 2016, on budget, on time, incredibly successful. We've also managed to have the Barking Riverside extension at London Overground, my project from the beginning, on budget, on time. Silvertown Tunnel, we were told it would never happen. On budget, on time, completely under my jurisdiction since taking over in terms of cost. Rolling stock has been rolled out to the DLR and Piccadilly line. One of the reasons we've got problems in Transport for London is a decision taken by the previous government to remove operating grant and a massive cut in capital grant. What we've got from this government, a doubling of investment in capital in TfL, but also for the first time in more than a decade, a multi-year deal to the tune of, on average, £550 million a year. Add to that the night tube. Previous mayor promised it, couldn't do it. We did it. Within a few months of me being elected mayor. The Superloop, Conservatives opposed it. We've done it. They're now lobbying for more Superloop buses. Bakerloop, going for an extension of the Bakerloo line extension. We've now got a deal from this government. The previous government said no for 8 years to the Docklands Light Railway to be extended to Thames, to the point the member's now lobbying for it to go to his patch. The Bakerloo line extension and the Docklands Light Railway and the West London Orbital to be improved across London are projects we believe in, and working with the government to get progress on those.
Thank you. The point of correction from the Mayor's previous answer, actually, I'm very much on the record of not wanting the Bakerloo line to come to Hayes in Bromley because of the disruption it will cause to people's travel there. And I've lobbied the Mayor to make changes to that scheme. But I do love how he clearly believes in the daily affirmation of if you say something enough, it becomes reality. Because the reality is that the projects he has managed have all descended into calamity. In 2024, in your manifesto, you promised Londoners that together with a Labour government, there's no limit on what you can achieve. Yet 2 years on, all you've achieved is more borrowing. Do you accept, Mr. Mayor, that had so many of these projects not descended into calamity, had you not lost more money to mismanagement than the cost of doing the West London Orbital and doing the Bakerloo line extension, that you would be more successful in lobbying governments to fund these critical upgrades?
I mean, I'm the first mayor in the history of mayoralties that's brought the running costs of TfL down year on year. They had a deficit up until 2017. I'm the first mayor that's brought TfL into surplus. Not happened under his hero Boris Johnson or the mayor before him as well. We've also managed to get from this government, he talks about the government, the largest multi-year settlement for London in over a decade, almost doubling of annual capital funding for a TfL, and the government giving the green light to the DLR extension to Thamesmead, helping to create 10,000 new jobs. And I was able to announce, because of our fantastic record, just over 10 days ago, the weekend hopper coming this summer holidays, or as I like to call it the Whopper. I'm sure when he takes advantage of the Whopper during the 6 weeks summer holidays, he'll also be saying that's down to Calamity Khan.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it was the creation of the earth, wasn't it?
Very good. Lovely commentary. Let's get on with the business. Assembly Member Ahmad.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Back to policing. Mr. Mayor, you and I have had this conversation so many times in this chamber, and any second now the Conservative group will start shouting and chanting as they always do. But the facts are this. They had nothing to say when their government effectively defunded the Met by £1.2 billion in 14 years and 10 years of your tenure. This forced the Met to make £850 million worth of savings between 2010 and 2018. Mr. Mayor, since you were elected, you've more than doubled funding from City Hall to make up this shortfall. If the Conservatives support police as much as they claim, don't you think they should be thanking you for stepping up when their government so shockingly let Londoners down?
I mean, the hypocrisy from the Conservatives is remarkable. When Boris Johnson was mayor, he closed down 341 police stations and police buildings. Did you hear a word from the Conservatives during that period? He closed down 83 front counters. These guys are disciples of Boris Johnson, let alone proteges. The previous government, Messrs. Cameron Clegg, remember him, Nick Clegg? Cameron Clegg, Cameron May, Johnson, Truss, Sunak. I may have missed one out. They cut 1.2 billion pounds from the Met Police budget, core funding. They never complained then. Notwithstanding those cuts, we've invested from City Hall, because I believe in investing in our police service. I believe in giving the police service the tools they deserve. I believe in having the right number of police officers, and that's led to the reduction in crimes. We're talking about still imperfect. There's still too much crime, particularly high volume crime. We've got to make more progress. But I'll always be, unlike these guys, pro-police.